People in Stark County, people in Ashland and Medina and Wayne counties are one accident, one medical emergency, one diagnosis away from total bankruptcy. In a country as wealthy as ours, and my friends, I have been to nearly 40 different countries, and it takes just one trip outside the borders of the United States to understand how good we have it. And whether I was delivering rice bags to people in Africa who didn't know if they were going to be alive from one day to the next, or flying our troops out of Baghdad, we have a great country. And we have got to believe, like my grandparents did, when they came from Italy and Slovakia with nothing but the clothes in their suitcase and the crumbs of food they had in their pockets, but they came here because they had a dream. They had a dream that if you worked hard, you persevered, you gave back to your community, that America is a place where dreams could be realized. And they were a carpenter, and my other grandfather was a steel worker, worked for 16 hours a day in the steel mills. My other grandfather worked as a coal miner. And I got to tell you that my parents were the first in their families to go to college and to be teachers. And I have two brothers, that one's a chemist and a pharmacist, and the other is a defense contractor, served in the Air Force. Our country and my family has been very blessed by the opportunity that has been here for nearly decades and centuries now that our country has been in existence. Our democracy is at stake in this election, my friends. And if you don't think so, think about this. When we flew those defense contractors into Baghdad, every one of them had brand new Kevlar helmets, brand new vests, and they had everything they needed to become a home to their families. While our troops, every other one of them, didn't have the armor. We need to put America first. This election is about our future, and this is the first generation of Americans in a recent poll that said that they will not have it as good as my parents and grandparents. What is the cynicism? Why have they grown cynical of what's happening in Washington? Well, it's because of the fact that we have a Congress that is beginning to start to turn the tide of America and to help to fight those jobs here in our economy that we need to protect. And you don't have to work at Rubbermaid and Republic Steel, and you don't have to work at Timken and Hoover to understand that we're losing jobs in this country. And as a congressman, we have a duty and obligation to make sure that those trade negotiations that we work on are favoring Americans and putting America first, and not allowing China to dump steel in this country and allowing them to undercut prices here in our country. We have got to put America first. And I'm going to be a congressman who makes sure we negotiate these trade agreements and put America first. I'm going to go to Washington and make sure we find a way to bring our gas prices down and to let these hedge fund managers that are working on Wall Street know right now that our country is not for sale, and that we're going to fight for an energy policy that's going to bring down our gas prices and make us less dependent on foreign oil. That's something that we owe to you because you have invested so much in all of us. I never dreamed that I was going to run for Congress. I never dreamed that I was going to be an elected official. My parents, although they participated in their civic duty often, they never ran for office, and my family had never had any political aspirations. But I tell you, when I'm elected to Congress, this is my mission. This is my mission. More than any cause that a congressman could get behind, more than any piece of legislation that we could enact or be a part of, I want to help you believe. I want to help you believe, and I want to help Ohio believe, and I want to help our country believe that this is a government and a country and a way of life that we can be proud of. That we can be proud of. And believe again that we're electing members of Congress and our leaders in Washington and here in Ohio, they're going to fight every day for the interests of this great people in our nation. And my friends, if you elect me to Congress, I will tell you that there is nothing wrong with America, like the President said, that can't be fixed by what is right with America. And as long as we stand up and make sure that we're fighting for the interests of those who we represent, we can make a difference. And I want to go to Washington every day and make it my job to fight for your job. I'm John Boccieri, and I'm John Boccieri.